Hi, welcome to another Better Conversations podcast with the founders. We are here to discuss the everyday things we see and apply our youthful wisdom to share our thoughts. So today we're going to be reacting to some of Chris Williamson's content, and it's again along the same theme of reacting to some TikTok questions. These are some questions that he would ask himself. So we're going to share the video and we'll do some sort of pauses along the way to react to some of the questions that he has for himself.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, I think so. So let me start this video again. Okay, so let me know if you can hear it as well.
What are some questions you think I should ask myself?
If money and status were no object, what would I do?
So do you want to stop it after each question, or do you want to watch the whole thing through, and then
Let's watch the whole thing through, and then we'll go through each individual question.
All right. I'll play that.
What are some questions you think I should ask myself?
If money and status were no object, what would I do? If I was less afraid of other people's opinions, what would I say? What actually makes me happy? Does success make me happy? What is my definition of success? What is my definition of success if money was taken out of the equation? What is my definition of success if money and followers were taken out of the equation? Because that's what you're optimizing for. What are the things that I'm hiding from myself? What are the emotions that I'm unprepared to feel? What are the things that I feel the most shame and guilt around? And again, I could be drawing from my own fucking journal here. But I'll send you some stuff that I've written that I think would be useful for you. But those are some, and most of them are you trying to unpack assumptions about yourself. It's like, hey, I think this thing, but I really don't know if I do. And I really want to work out if that's right. I think this thing. Let's stress test it a little bit.
Okay, so that was the video. I think we can, obviously those questions are very in depth. So I feel like maybe we can try and stop at each question, or is there any question that you actually want to pick out?
Let's go through one by one.
One by one.
So restart the video, and we'll answer each question in our own way, and then on to the next one.
Okay, so let's go.
Questions you think I should ask myself?
If money and status were no object, what would I do?
Okay, so that's actually a very good question. If money and status were no object, what would I do?
I already have an answer.
You have an answer? Okay, go for it.
If money and status were no object, what would I do? I already have my answer because it is my dream job. It is a job that for a long time, only 3 people in the world had this job. And I wouldn't do this because it's a job. I would do it because of the opportunity, just the raw adventure. And that is be a Top Gear presenter.
Okay.
Or the Grand Tour presenter. And the reason, like people say, but you get paid a lot of money. Getting paid the lots of money isn't. That's nice. That's like secondary or even tertiary. The primary thing is you get to go on paid adventures. When I say paid, as in the equipment is paid for you, the car is paid for you, the rescue team is paid for you. With 2 of your best mates, and you get to travel the world, go to different cultures, get to drive different cars, get to have a real adventure. You get to drive boats. You get to do things that if you and I did them at random, we might literally get arrested for.
Yeah.
Now I'm by no means am I saying that they're they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
But they might be pulled into question. But because they're part of the show, they get special access, special permissions from governments. Some governments want them to come through because it allows the government to showcase the country, maybe open up for a bit more of tourism.
Yeah.
So they're happy to have them, even provide a security detail for them when they're there. So yeah, that's what I would do. If I could do anything in the world, I probably would even do that for free, just because it looks so fun. I think my favorite one is when they had to find the source of the River Nile.
Yeah.
They did that about 10 years ago. and they started some part of, I think, in Central Africa, and they drove through 3 or 4 countries. And their cars broke down. They had to fix it themselves. They had to turn their cars into little bedrooms for themselves, like a water system, a place to eat. And then that, I was just like, that looks like one of the coolest things you could ever do. And only 3 people in the world get to do it. And they do get paid handsomely for it. But at the end of it, when they panned to them, I was like, those 3 guys, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, Richard Hammond, they've had the adventure of a lifetime that 99.99% of people will never have or experience.
No, that is a very interesting one. I think I'm wrestling between 2. So I will say both of them. So the first one is actually, you already know, is a teacher or professor of some sort, but it would probably be more of like a philosopher, I would say. So like a philosophy professor or something like that. Mainly driven by my passion and desire to, I guess, help the next generation. So I feel like that's the best way to. It's not really. It's like a very low status way of leaving a legacy, if you know what I mean. Like your teachers play a very pivotal part in your life, and you probably don't remember everything that they said, everything that they did, but they actually do leave a massive imprint on all of the students that come through. And I think having the opportunity to do that, and it's something that I actually want to do later on in life as well, is like something I'd want to do. So that's what I would do if like status or money. I would actually dedicate my whole life to that. So I would start like from the jump and actually do my whole PhD maybe in philosophy or something like that. And I would just like spend my whole time doing that. I'll probably write books and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be driven again by like trying to make a name for myself or status. It would mainly just be driven by my own pursuit for further wisdom and like giving that wisdom back to others. And then
sorry to interrupt, do you know what subcategory of philosophy you'd explore? Would it be like physics? Maybe like some aspect of sociology?
I think it would be like some
physics. I mean metaphysics.
Yeah, I think it would be some
ethics.
Aspect of like metaphysics, ethics, psychology, like human behavior, like that type of area. Something like in between that.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically understanding why humans behave the way they do, and also like how that can lead us to better outcomes. So something around that area.
Nice.
And then like the second one is like a wild card. Is probably like an artist of some sort. So maybe like a musician or an actual artist. I don't know why. I do like the idea of like being able to spend most of your life just sort of going and visiting really nice places and trying to capture that and interpret that yourself. So rather than just taking a picture, like how does it make you feel? Maybe a musician might describe the scenes that like Hans Zimmer and stuff like that. These type of guys, like that bring reality to life, I guess, through like a different form, whether it's art or music. I could see myself doing something like that as well if Status and Wolf wasn't a driver. Like I could see myself doing that. Going kind of similar, going on adventures, but I guess actually trying to present that in a different way, to how it's made me feel, I guess. And express that in art or music or something like that. So yeah.
Fair enough. I don't think I have a second one. I think but I like those two.
Yeah.
You like those.
Yeah. Cool.
Interesting. Right, next question.
That's interesting though for you to reflect on that, because I feel like there might be some aspects of that in your own life that you might actually be dropping today, which I'm definitely doing that with the teaching thing. And then I guess the follow-on question is, are you satisfied with that decision? Are you happy with that? But yeah, I guess I think he does touch on some of these questions. I guess like so for example, in your one, let's say, the aspect of like being able to go with your friends and like go on this adventure kind of thing. Like, are there aspects of that you're maybe sacrificing today for like the pursuit of wealth and status? And How does that make you feel? Maybe, but yeah, I guess that's like another question.
No, we can
Yeah.
discuss that now.
Mm.
Quickly. I would say I am, because when I realized that's like the most perfect thing to do,
Yeah.
and I realized that there are only 3 people in the world who do it, I was like, that's a 3 in 8 billion chance. I was like, there are more kings and queens and princes and princesses on the whole planet. There are more astronauts than there are successful Top Gear presenters.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I want to? I'm playing. Obviously, everyone does that. Does this through life. They play the game of odds to or guide them towards like some of their end goals and what they're aiming for. And that's like the worst odds in the whole world you could fathom. Like, you talk about the odds of getting into the NBA, the odds of being a professional elite footballer, baseball player, being a rapper, a singer, a Hollywood actor. There's 3 in 8 billion chance. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't feel sad or anything, or feel like I'm letting myself down by not pursuing that. I just know that maybe in a way that if I do achieve the goals I have for myself right now, that's something I could do as a hobby later in life. Like, there might be a way to work around it. Maybe it might not be televised or whatever, but I can still do some adventure of the sorts like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think for me, so I think for the first one, it's in the plan. I'm happy to actually delay it, because for me, I think I've said it on the podcast before, it's actually a life experience thing as well, where I think I need to basically get older, understand life a little bit better before I delve into sort of sharing wisdom. So I'm actually happy to delay that one, because I think I'll actually be a better professor when I'm older than I am now. The second one, though, I think that one is actually something that I've been reflecting on a lot in terms of actually creativity. I think that's something that I've actually been missing in my life. So actually being able to express creativity. So that's why I started the writing. And maybe I actually need to do a few more things, like, pick up piano again, stuff like that. Try and find time for that type of stuff, which is definitely something I'm not happy about now in my current life, but I can see why it's sort of down the pecking order a little bit as well, because there's a lot of things that I'm doing. So yeah, it's something that I've reflected on and said it's something that I actually want to start incorporating again, for sure.
Fair enough. I think that makes sense. You've got a plan to fix it.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, next question. From Chris.
If I was less afraid of other people's opinions, what would I say?
I was less afraid of other people's opinions.
I feel like that's like a context. I feel like you need the context for that, though. I feel like in each situation, you might say something different because you might be afraid of their opinion. But yeah.
I think this applies to me. I know it's going to sound... I sound a bit arrogant. I feel like if there's something that needs to be said, I feel like I do say it.
Yeah.
If I was less afraid of people's opinions, what would I say? I don't feel like there's anything I wouldn't say. I do also believe that there are some times when it's none of your business, so there's only stuff for you to get involved. I think that can also be true. It's not. I don't think that's a matter of you're afraid of someone's opinion of you. It's just the way it is, and it's probably more effort for you on your part to deal with the outcome. So just like, I'm not really bothered. Nothing to do with me. That's a weird one to me. I don't feel like I'm scared of people's opinions.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think there's been times where I've delayed things. Let's say delayed saying things to actually formulate what I want to say, so that it doesn't come across in a way that's like in a way that I don't want it to come across, because it could be something that's quite sensitive. So there's definitely been times where I've delayed saying something, or I've like said, actually, let me reframe what I'm going to say, because actually the way I was probably going to initially say it would actually not lead to the best outcomes, if you know what I mean. But I don't think I've ever said I'm not going to say anything because I'm scared of maybe how the other person might feel. Because I actually think that's being dishonest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I think what I've just said is actually dishonesty. Like I
No,
feel like
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say it's dishonesty.
Well, what do you
I
think it
wouldn't say
is?
it's dishonesty.
What do you?
It's lack of courage. I would say. I don't think lack of courage
Okay.
and dishonesty are the same thing. I think it can be. I think it can be.
There's
different.
a link. There's a link there, I guess. Yeah, but they are different.
Yeah, I
you're
think
right.
that some people are genuinely shy and they do concern themselves with the opinion of others.
Yeah.
And they've grown up in an environment where that kind of stuff does matter. They're taught to care, and or they initially do care. They're scared they might lose their friends or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think that is a valid reason, but I don't think I've ever been in that situation. At least not that I can remember right now. So yeah, I'm not sure if that applies to me. Or at least from what I can think of right now, I don't think I'm afraid to say something for fear of another person's opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with. I'd say I'm the same. Yeah, I think maybe, as you said, it is a point into courage. I think maybe I also feel that maybe being a little bit unjust to myself, or maybe that's where the word dishonest came from for me. Like I feel like maybe I'm being a bit, maybe like unjust or dishonest to myself to not tell that person what I want to say, especially if I think it could be beneficial, or I think it's actually going to help the situation. Like if I want to give like my manager feedback on something, let's say, I feel like I'm almost, but I can see it. I can see it could
so
be.
then, if it doesn't help the situation, do you think sometimes there's just no need to say anything?
Yeah, I guess help the situation. I think because it could lead to conflict, right? But again, I think that could also be helpful. Conflicts can be helpful if it means that maybe something better will come out of that. I don't think you should just withhold everything because conflict could be around the corner, or you could end up hurting someone. You need to think about, once you get through that conflict, what could the outcome be? And it's kind of like war, right? If you know what I mean, like after the war, what is the outcome? Is it a good war to fight? To make sure that both parties can come out on the other end, maybe not better off, but at least there's something resolved. If you know what I mean.
I understand. So,
yeah. Cool.
Okay, next question.
Next one.
What actually makes me happy?
What actually makes you happy? What actually makes me happy?
I think mine is quite simple actually, and that is genuinely seeing my friends and family succeed, family and friends succeed.
I think I was gonna say something similar. To be fair, like seeing others do well and others succeed, others, like I think that is actually what makes me happy, and knowing that I've maybe had a part in it, I think that is
knowing that I have played a little part in it, does also make it a bit sweeter for your own selfish reasons.
Yeah, for your own selfish reasons, isn't it? It's like I told him to do that, or I guided him there, or I'll say it's probably something along that. I haven't got like a one-liner statement, but it's something around that, definitely.
Because when, let's say, like, I have a friend of mine who's recently gotten a new job, and obviously I didn't sell him the job or anything, but in preparation for the interview, he asked me to help him prepare for the interview, asked him some interview questions, and to be honest, that practice session was abysmal.
Yeah,
it was bad. But he was like, "Thank you, I appreciate your help," and he's gonna just try to do his best the next day. And somehow, magically, he got the job.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Do I feel a bit like, oh yeah, I helped him to get through past interview? Yeah. But I'm actually genuinely happy for him. Like it's like, oh, I'm happy that he's got a new job.
Yeah,
he's doing better. He's in a position that he's more favorable for what he wants. It's good.
That's the thing. Definitely for me, that actually makes me happy. I think so. Yeah, if it boils down to something in there, for sure. Feeling like you're contributing to other people's success, and feeling like you've actually been helpful. Cool. I'll go on to the next one.
Does success make me happy?
I
Does
guess that's.
success make me happy?
He does say what's your definition of success, I think, in the next question as well. I think it ties.
Yeah. So
it
let's
ties
do,
the
let's
two.
do both.
Yeah. Let me go back a little bit and do both.
What is my definition of success? What is my definition of success if money was taken out of the equation?
Okay.
Okay, so there's 3 there.
3.
Does
Yeah.
success make you happy? What's your definition of success? And what's the definition of success if money is taken out of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So, what's your definition of success? Is that the first one, isn't it?
no, the first one is. Does success make you happy?
Oh yeah, does success make you happy? I think yes. For me anyway. I think what I just said, what actually makes me happy. If I equate that to, if I'm saying the success of others, also my part in that, I think it is a case of yeah. I think it does. What's my definition of success? Now. Definition of success.
See, that's
Yeah.
because I'm thinking, does success make me happy? And it's gonna sound weird. I'm gonna say no. My personal success doesn't always make me happy.
Okay.
I think that's because I have one of those. I call it achievement blindness or success blindness.
Okay. Yeah.
So one, if I've done something, I've gotten to the next stage of the plan. I don't really get time to stay here and enjoy it. Like I appreciate it for like a week. I'm like, wow, I'm here. I've done this. But then after that, it's like, what comes next? I then turn my attention to what comes next. All that I need to do to get to the next level. And that sometimes doesn't allow me to live in the moment.
Yeah.
And enjoy my success. So I can't always say the success makes me happy. It makes me maybe moment temporarily, but yeah, it doesn't, because I'm always like, what's next?
Yeah.
So that's
I was gonna say. I was
second,
gonna say, is that accomplished? I guess I don't know. Would you say that's accomplishment or success though? I don't know if it's around the same. Because like obviously you're saying like you hit that level, and now you have to get to the next one. But
yeah,
that it kind of goes into his success like journey or destination kind of thing. Because like, would you say that you need to hit all of those things? Like what? Like all of those goals to then say like I'm successful, or like, you know, is there an end point? Or you're always just gonna find like something
there
else?
is, for me, there's an end point.
So you have to get to that end point.
Yeah, and once I get to the end point, I literally don't know what happens after that.
Yeah. So then once you get to that end point, do you say like I'm successful? I've actually attained success.
Yeah, in my own description of what I want to be as successful, I will see myself as I'm successful. I have to some degree made it. I've achieved what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, that might be, I'm not saying it'll be the first time, but I know that will be a moment where I can stop, look around at my surroundings, both physically and obviously like internally, and be like, wow, let me appreciate what I have done. So then I can appreciate my success for myself.
Yeah. And would you say that would make you happy? Or does that make you happy?
Yeah. Yes. So
yeah,
getting closer to this is weird, because getting closer to that bit day by day, when stuff like it does make me happy.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, and then I'm happy like temporarily for like a day or two. Then I'm like, so what comes next? What can I do next to better where I am now? And get closer to where I want to be.
I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
And then another thing is, so I remember, was it in a previous episode where I said, comparison is the thief of joy. So I don't compare myself to others to steal my happiness.
Yeah.
What I do is I have this thing, which I think a lot of people do have, is like, I call it achievement blindness, where, so because you've done something, whether it's impressive or whatnot, some high achievement. But because you've done it, you don't rate the achievement in of itself because you have done it.
No, it's true. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Because like, if you speak to the best example I can give that one of my friends gave to me is that he knows someone who works at an investment bank, JP Morgan, and the guy, I can't remember exactly what the guy does, but he is some type of front of house client facing role.
Yep.
And he got onto the apprenticeship or something like that.
Yeah.
And my friend to his friend is like, wow, that's really impressive. But he said after 6 months, the guy's like, oh, it's JP Morgan, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Whereas to most people outside of JP Morgan in the corporate world, to be like, oh, you work for JP Morgan. But because he's there, he doesn't see it as, I think he sees like, oh, I'm just a guy here.
Yeah.
Achievement blindness.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
I do think I have some of that. Like some people say, oh, you work for XYZ company, this is your job title.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just like, oh, it's actually not that deep. Like I don't
really
feel like I'm doing anything impressive or magnanimous.
Yeah.
But they're just like, you tell someone what you do, your job role, or job title, and they're like, oh, they're now paying attention to you because of, a bit to you, to me personally. I'm just like, that's my role. Like, it's not
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've experienced that a lot. I think, achievement blindness is definitely a thing. Yeah. I guess for me, I think I would say success does make me happy. The definition of success,
that's
I think it's harder because for me, I don't think I'm able to quantify it in terms of what I think success looks like for me. In the terms of like, it's something like to leave a legacy behind that like sort of propels human advancement forward, something like that. If you know what I mean, it's like a definition that I can't actually quantify. So I think it's almost like I'm always maybe on this journey of success. However, I think, as you said, there is a point though where you know that you've done enough. If you know what I mean, like what you're saying, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna say, yeah, you know what, like I've done that. Like I've actually done enough. I think there is definitely that point. I haven't quantified it yet, but I know that there is a point. So yeah, I think that would make me happy though. Like the same way you said, it would make me happy. I would definitely be able to say as an achievement, yeah, like for sure. And then what is my definition of success if money and followers, or is it?
Wait, should I answer what's my definition of success first?
You should actually say that as well. Actually.
My definition of success would be to live a life where I am free of the opinion of others. Yeah. Actually, yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
if I can get to a level, I don't remember if you remember when we lived together in Bristol, and one day we were talking about LeBron and the stuff he has to do, that's put on his shoulders because he's LeBron, and then we reached our own epiphany of realizing true freedom is freedom of thoughts.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down on a sticky note. I have the sticky note somewhere in my room. It's on my desk somewhere. Yeah. When I have achieved that, true freedom of thought.
Yeah.
I've arrived at success.
Yeah. It goes back to the.
I think will be the pinnacle. Then again, that's when I have to think of what else can I do or achieve now.
Yeah. It goes back to what's it called? A book I was reading, How to Be Free. I think it's by Marcus Aurelius. I think it is.
Is that the book where he says, "Man is born free, but everywhere he's in chains"?
No. That's Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Okay.
Yeah. How to Be Free is like basically it's what's it called? Let me actually search it though. It's gonna know me.
But yeah, you see that Jean-Jacques Rousseau quote, "Man is born free, but everywhere is in chains." That's my definition of success if money. That's my definition of success in general. I'll save it for the next question. What I was going to say next.
Yeah. I think it is. Marcus Aurelius. But it's stoicism basically. That's the word I was looking for. And it's basically the idea that, to be free of people's thoughts, to be free of everything around you, not to be enslaved and governed by anything. That's like true freedom, and they would equate that to true success as well. So yeah, no, I definitely see that. 100%. Yeah. So what was the next one? The next one is
what's your definition of success without money?
Without money? I think it actually does
the same.
Yeah. I think
me.
It stays kind of the same for me as well.
But the problem is, in today's society, I don't know if you can achieve the freedom that we just described without having a vast wealth.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because there are certain things that if you do or say or disagree with someone else, you can lose your job.
Yep.
Sometimes you can lose your friends. Sometimes you can.
Yeah.
Like wherever you are in the world, certain things can happen to you because of maybe your thoughts or opinions on whatever the subject matter is.
Yeah.
And if you have, I think, a vast wealth, then 99% of the time you can get away with that.
Yeah.
You can either pay your bail and leave the country, go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Or if doesn't matter if they fire you, you got enough.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
It's like, fire me then. I'm good, man.
Yeah. No, honestly. I think you're right about that one. I think there is a certain amount of wealth required to get to your definition of success. There's also a certain amount of wealth required to get to my definition of success. However, if money wasn't a thing, I think I would still pursue it. So I don't think my definition of success changes because of money. I think money is the result of my definition of success, not necessarily the driver of it. If you get what I mean. So like, because I have that definition of success and I'm striving towards it, money is along that journey. But it doesn't necessarily mean that because of money, I want that definition of success. If you get what I mean.
I hear what you mean.
Yeah.
I hear what you mean.
So if money was taken away from it, I would still be pursuing it.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think so. Because there was a point where I don't know if you can remember, like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, where I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So my plan was to go back to my home country.
Yeah. I remember that. I actually remember that. Yeah.
And if I went back to my home country, lived on a farm, I wouldn't have gotten the success I described here 100% down to a T. But I'd have gotten 85% of it, which is more than the average person definitely has living in a first world Western country. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I know it's gonna sound crazy. My mom was even telling me how if I go back, like I've always had this dream that of having a pet jaguar.
Yeah.
And she's like, you go back, you'll get a pet jaguar easy.
Easily.
There ain't no documents or anything to sign.
Easy.
You just pay the people to go find you one. Boom, you got a pet jaguar. And I was really just like, bro.
That's true. Easy.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I do think you're right. But then it would be, as you said, for me, it wouldn't that be that on my journey, like money is a consolation as is for you, like money comes with it.
Yeah.
For me, it would be like I either pursue the money to achieve it, or I walk away from the money, I would say altogether in kind of way.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So that I can still achieve it in a different type of way.
different type of way. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. So like there's two routes for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see. Next one.
What is my definition of success if money and followers were taken out of the equation?
he added if money and followers, but
no, that's the same. That's the same. Yeah.
I feel like it's the same. Yeah, I don't plan to have followers. I think the whole point of assets is that actually people, hopefully there's more leaders as a result of what I'm doing. Like not like actual followers. So yeah, no, it doesn't change.
Yeah, I hear what you mean.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're optimizing for. What are the things that I'm hiding from myself?
What are the things that I'm hiding from? What are the things that I'm hiding from myself?
What am I hiding from myself? I don't think I'm hiding anything from myself. I just think it sounds weird, but I think this is something that you and I both have, where we are very self-aware.
Yeah.
I remember I think one of the reasons we are self-aware is because we do a lot of walking.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it was Nietzsche who said a man who walks gets to explore his own thoughts in his head and his mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, because you walked home. Used to walk home from work before.
Yeah.
You had a lot of time to yourself to walk. Myself was the same.
I still do. I still walk a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's anything that I'm hiding from myself.
Yeah. I would say that I think it's actually been heightened as well. Like because I got married. Like now I actually get checked as well. If you know what I mean. So like everything that's going on in my head is generally expressed to my wife, and then actually if I'm pivoting or changing, I actually do get checked on that. Like it's like, well, you told me, like I don't know, 2 months ago this was this, and then now it's like it's almost like I get double now. If you know what I mean, of self-awareness, because there's someone else who's very aware of what my plan is and where I'm going. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's actually anything that I'm hiding from myself.
I'd actually say I'm missing that.
Yeah.
Because when we lived together, I think we'd help each other on that point.
Yeah, on that, yeah.
On the check-in, the plan part, like especially when we used to go shopping.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Sunday morning.
Yeah, on the way to Lidl.
That'd be the point where we like check our thoughts for the week from each other. But I would actually say that that's something maybe I'm now missing actually since that time in Bristol together was ended.
Yeah,
because I don't have anyone to check my thoughts with in the same way. So, but yeah, in terms of self-exploration, I don't think I'm hiding anything from myself. I think my biggest fear. Wait, is that the next question? Your biggest fear? Because I know what my biggest fear is.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if you actually asked that. Have you asked that?
Rewind it a bit.
Let me rewind it a little bit. And then we'll play it. Yeah.
Self. What are the emotions that I'm unprepared to feel?
Nah, I don't know.
I think I'll leave that one. I'm actually not sure. I think what are the emotions I'm unprepared to feel? He says unprepared.
I think the only emotion I'm unprepared to feel. So within my own power control, I don't think there's any emotion I'm unprepared to feel.
Yeah.
But externally, there's obviously the death of your parents or siblings.
Yeah, no.
You're not prepared to feel that.
Yeah. But no one's prepared to feel
care
that.
About cheat on you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
or to have someone you care about cheat on you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like all of the situations that you just brought about, are you ever actually prepared? And then
I think if your parents get to a certain age, I do think you start to prepare.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can start to. But I think even when it happens, there's still you know what I mean? Like I think you can prepare to an extent, but you're still not fully prepared.
It doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah.
If the police just rock up on your door, are you the son of da?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, your pet, bro.
Yeah. That's different.
That's a killer.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think Yeah, I think I'm prepared as best as I can be. Let's put it that way. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's because we have a healthy understanding of ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why you're prepared for it.
Yeah. Let's go.
What are the things that I feel the most shame and guilt around?
Yeah, I have one.
Mm.
So I can take this one.
Yeah.
Something that I feel shame and guilt around is I sometimes feel like I'm a bit lazy.
Mm.
And yes, I am where I want to be. So somehow I've gotten here. But I feel guilty. It's like, maybe I could have gotten here sooner in a way.
I see what you mean.
I do feel maybe sometimes like with the amount of effort that my parents put in, that right now their return on their investment should be higher. Right now. But I'm still on track, so they're okay with it for now. I'm not saying that they're pressuring me or anything like that.
Yeah.
And something that I think that I'm dealing with right now is that I feel like sometimes I'm the type of person that fails upwards.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I do get lucky, or I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and something falls in my lap. Now, I do sometimes console myself with those thoughts by, I think I don't know who said it, but someone said, luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I have to I remind myself to give myself credit for being prepared for when an opportunity presents itself. Yeah. But I think that's something in terms of guilt and shame that I sometimes feel.
Yeah, but I think these are very good questions to ask. I mean, I'm still reflecting, trying to understand. Nothing really like actually pops into my mind on this one. Yeah. I don't think there's anything big, let's say, for me. However, I can see how, like, in the future, there are some things that I'm doing now. So, like, for example, how hard I'm working, stuff like that I could see how potentially I could feel guilt and shame about them if they don't yield, I guess, as you said, like you said the word return on investment. Like, if they don't yield the return on investment that I would have expected. Let's put it that way.
I see.
Yeah. So, like, I'm putting...
But then here's the thing. Because it's your decision and your choice.
Yeah.
If you made a decision now to do certain things, to work hard in a specific direction, even if they don't work out, will you feel guilt and shame when you're justified in your actions in the present?
Yeah, there is a bit of that as well. There is a bit like I was doing the best thing before.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. I don't know if I get away from the feeling of guilt and shame though. I don't like maybe I can reason my way out of it. Like, logically, I was doing the best thing but maybe the actual feeling might still be there. If you know what I mean.
Interesting. I think if I was doing the best thing right now, 100%, even if it didn't work out in the future, I don't think I'd feel guilt and shame.
Yeah.
In the future tense, because right now it made sense.
Yeah.
I think the reason I do feel some type of guilt and shame is because I've been in previous situations or times in my life where maybe I wasn't doing what's best. I wasn't trying my best or giving 100%.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I wasn't, even if I was maybe I was getting distracted for whatever reason, and then that messed up some of the plans maybe, and then that's where I feel the guilt and shame is like, if I had done X, Y, Z, maybe the plan would have worked. Maybe things would be better in the present, future tense right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think to be fair, this is actually a very good question. If anyone's still listening, this is actually a very good question to ask yourself. I think I could actually reflect on this a bit more because I'm actually in the call. I'm in the I'm probably not reflecting on it as well as I could, but I think this is something I could actually take away. I've never actually asked myself like deeply that. So I think it's something that yeah.
How about this? If you give yourself this time, like after this video, give yourself some time to think about it, and we could actually like pick up the same question.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe like next week at the start of another episode.
Yeah.
And see what you like. Go on a nice walk and see what your self-reflection has taught you.
Yeah.
So you write the question down.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's continue.
Just rewind it just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit actually.
Yeah.
Feel the most shame and guilt around. Like, and again, I could be drawing from my own fucking journal here. But I'll send you some stuff that I've written that I think would be useful for you. But those are some. And most of them are you trying to unpack assumptions about yourself. It's like, hey, I think this thing, but I really don't know if I do. And I really want to work out if that's right. I think this thing. Let's stress test it a little bit.
Okay.
See, so then to round off his point of let's stress test something, I think that's what you say you do with your wife, where you share your thoughts after you've been on a walk and she stress tests it.
Yeah.
I think I do the same. I think for me, different aspects of my life, I will speak to different friends to stress test something. So if it's my career, I have a set of people I go to. If it's about maybe myself and my character, I have a set of friends I go to. Sometimes they overlap, obviously. Friendship group. If it's about the future and family planning, and my thoughts around that and what I want to do, I have the friends I can go to speak about that and stress test my thoughts, my ideas. They can ask me questions that I wouldn't think about or I haven't thought about, and then I have to answer, how does my answer for this fit into my pre-existing answer? And do they make logical cohesion? And if they don't, how do I now? Reason that out.
I think the whole stress testing thing is really important because a lot of the time you might be walking around with thoughts or opinions that, as I said, because of the world in social media, I said that last week in the last episode, that you might actually be walking around with thoughts and opinions that you haven't actually fully reasoned, but you've picked up from somewhere. And you might actually be walking around with things, like what you just said, things that you think, but maybe you actually don't. You know, like, for example, you might think that, this is definitely my definition of success. But actually, if you start unpacking that, and you start thinking, oh, snap, like, what's my definition of success if there wasn't money involved? And it might be a completely different answer. So then how do you actually combine the two? Because there's obviously, there's something not linking there, you know? So, so these are good ways to actually stress test your opinions. So, I think that was a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. I will have a think about that question.
One piece of advice: go for more walks without any music. Entertain yourself with your own thoughts. And see where it gets you.
See where it gets you for sure. Cool. Well, I'll see you in the next one, and see you soon.
Take care.